Alrighty, guys. Hope you guys are all having a great night. Sorry, Loki, of course, wants to say hello as soon as I start talking. Yeah, up, boop, good boy. Any, anyway, let me move over here to the Bitcoin charts. I know I told you guys I wasn't going to probably be streaming here a little bit later on tonight, but then I realized I have to go do something tomorrow in the middle of the day, so I won't be able to stream until maybe tomorrow evening or something like that. So, going back to full circle here, I saw Bitcoin was having another big pop today, and I told you guys at the end of the stream, I was like, okay, the way Bitcoin's going right now, we're going to consolidate a little bit more and then have a nice little pop. Well, we had that consolidation, and we just had part of that pop here, and now we're going to be looking to see what happens next, because this is one of those large resistance levels, and are we going to be able to hold it, break back down, just consolidate? What's going to be happening here? And of course, we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of stuff. I have the slide on next to me. I may turn it off because I think I'm getting a slight migraine. I'm not entirely sure why. I think I've been looking at monitors a little bit too long, honestly. However, I just had some caffeine, like a little shot of coffee, just in case it was that. And I also got me a cup of tea right here, just in case I'm in some type of caffeine withdrawal, which I don't think I am. But just in case here. And hey, Ty, hey, Critical Think, I hope you guys are both doing well. Yeah, guys, if you guys can, please always make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. So one of the things we weren't able to do earlier was I did want to buy some altcoins with you guys. I pulled up BYDeFi over here, and we got like $400 to mess around with. I'm going to test out this feature over here that I don't use. Like, it has one of these like little buttons where you can kind of say, hey, I want to do a market buy with a quantity of USD. So I'm going to be looking to buy some stuff up here, and I've just been looking at what's been moving up quite a bit, because there's some stuff going on today that are up like 20%, but then there's also stuff that's like down 7% today. So, we're going to be looking for some a few things here, but ultimately I think we'll be fine. Now, back over to Bitcoin, I just want to go back over here to the 4-hour chart. Basically, since we left right over here during the consolidation right here. Yeah, right here. Right afterwards, we had that breakout happening a few hours ago, a couple hours ago, maybe like an hour ago, really. And now we're kind of consolidating a little bit more. Let's zoom back out a little bit here again. Now we're getting back up into this upward trend here. Technically, it's not a high just because of what was happening here with this crazy work with the Bitcoin spot ETF. But nonetheless, it is a very nice move to see after, a few days of consolidating. What was that? About eight days of consolidating. On the 9th day, we broke out, and along with the change of character and the bullish momentum and stuff like that. So far, we're seeing a nice move. Right now, Bitcoin has the opportunity, I would say, to get back up towards 48,000, 48,300 or so. Breaking above those levels is going to be very, very hard, but I think we have an opportunity to actually get up there. So we'll see what happens next. All right, let's go over here to the 15-minute chart. You'll see it bleed down just a little bit. Took a lot of effort. It's come back down somewhat like it did back over here. It just bled for a little bit of time before ultimately consolidating and going higher. I want to see what Bitcoin's able to do and make out of all this. I am going to take off this brick of structure here just because it's like blocking my viewpoint, but give me a second. Show metrics. Dashboard location none. There you go. Okay. Perfect. All right, thanks, Critical Thinker. I appreciate it. I know this is definitely a little bit later than I normally stream, but since Bitcoin was popping, I wanted to see what else was going on. And if you guys do know any tokens you guys want me to buy that might be on here, we're going to be doing dollar cost averaging for longs, and probably $20 for every token we look at. And so it'd be $20 into Link, $20 into RLC, $20 into FXS. Not those coins exactly, but you get what I'm saying here. So I'm excited to see what happens there. Maybe I'll just go off the smallest tokens and just skip the largest price tokens. That's usually how I go, just when I'm just trying to have fun here. But we got $400. Let's see where it goes. $400. I'd put only $300 into it. That's probably how I would do this. But I think it'd be nice to try to do some swing trades with some of these altcoins here, especially since we're looking at Bitcoin here. Bitcoin's making some moves, but if we go back over here, what were some of the altcoins we talked about? ID token is one, but this thing is still raring to go. This thing is insane right now, absolutely insane. I am almost thinking I should sell my spot position and just buy it back down if it crashes back, but I just don't know if it wants to crash back down. We don't have too many moments like this with ID token, This thing is on freaking fire right now. Nice time, but like, you know, it's definitely continuing to rally higher and higher and higher. But besides that, let's go back over here to the daily chart. I think Matic was one of them. Let's get all this other crap off here. Yeah, Matic is trying to blow up above the 50-day moving average here. I'm watching it closely, and I'm really hoping it can make that lead. I would be really happy if we can just break this high from over here. Right? If we can just break this high, I'm pretty confident. So maybe that's what I'll do. Hold on one second here, guys. This is only going to be one. Matic. So, okay, so I got to make sure I do this right. So this is a cross. I don't want to do like a crazy leverage type thing. I just want to have a 2x leverage. That's it. Nothing insane. Let's just do $20. And let's long into this one. Disable order confirmation. Yeah, for now, let's just do that. And now we got one position open. Okay. And those 20 bucks. Oh, did I do $10? $20. Oh, that's okay. I see. I get what it's doing. It does the same thing as Fairdesk. It's taking your leverage into account. So I have more than I actually have, only because I can't articulate that thought properly, but just because I'm tired. Basically, a lot of exchanges, if you have 400 bucks, you can still put more than 400 bucks in the market. But you don't really want to do that, because then it messes up with your leverage. If everything goes down or something like that, you could find yourself in a situation where your whole position is liquidated. So you don't want to do it, but it's there in case you guys want to do it. And hey, Ken, happy to see you back, man. Yeah, we back over here to the hour chart with Bitcoin. Yeah, so we broke out a little bit ago earlier today. I did a whole 2-hour video about that, or stream about that one. Loki, stop grunting. I'm worried about you. Anyway, broke out, been moving up. We finished off the stream over here around like what, 3 o'clock, I think it was, and I was like, okay, just wait for the consolidation. I'll bounce up higher. It went even higher than I thought for that 1 hour candle here, and now we're just consolidating again. But so far, we're looking at some moves. Altcoins, though, haven't made the same move as Bitcoin, I would say, just yet. You can look at maybe Ethereum is having something pretty nice as well right now. Ethereum's trying to, well, actually, Ethereum just made another high here last hour. But you're seeing Ethereum reach a similar wall. What type of freaking chart is this? Everything's just hitting these weird walls right now. But anyway, let me go over here to the daily chart. You're seeing a lot of these tokens, excuse me. Oof, I remember I told you to drink that shot of coffee. Oh my God, I'm tired. More tired than I thought. I'm going to talk a little bit more slowly, guys. I think I'm speeding too much, maybe because I just had caffeine on an empty stomach. But anyway, you can see a lot of these altcoins right now hitting up against levels of resistance, and or at the same time, you'll see them hitting a lot of these levels, these larger moving averages. 50-day moving averages seems to be a specialty, but also it seems like a couple 20-week moving averages there as well. So you see right there, ADA, Dogecoin not doing anything, but you could see how it could have the opportunity to try to shoot up over here to 0.083. Not the largest move, but a move nonetheless. That's a move about 3.5%, 4%. It's not crazy. AMP over here. AMP is something that's kind of random, if you ask me. I've tried to do a lot of technical analysis on this for quite a bit of time. But basically, since that does have a small market cap, all it needs to have happen here is a large buyer sweep in. Then all of a sudden, boom, you're looking at some really crazy 1 to 2 day rallies. For example, this rally from here to this peak, that was a 5%. Oh, this is an hour chart. What am I doing? My bad. This 1 day or 2 day rally, whatever you want to call it, like from this one to the top, that rally was about 51%. This one over here, even though it went lower, was about 31%. This one over here for a couple of days was 47%. So you've seen some really good rallies here. And what you can also see with AMP is you can see these higher lows building in and these lower highs. I'm gonna take an opportunity to go long on this one. Typically, I just hold some long-term positions on this, frankly, because it's so volatile that usually I don't do options on it or leverage on it. But let's give it a shot here. Do they even have AMP right here? They don't have AMP. Oh no. Well then, what I'll have to do here is let me see if I can go. Well, I'll worry about it a little bit later. But well, let me see. Just fair desk have amp. Contracts, AMP, AMP, AMP. No, I don't see AMP in here at all as well. No, AMP is hard to find. I haven't traded in a hot minute too, so can I go over here? They have AMP over here. No, oh, they have Arbitrum, not AMP. Damn it. Okay, well, I'll buy it a little bit later on, but I'm keeping track of this one right now. I'm hoping it would have a nice little pop, just because you are seeing that squeeze happen. It's very subtle. All the oscillators are pretty much like just complete garbage right now, just because of the sideways movement. But I'm going to keep track of this one myself. Ape token. This is usually something I like. Higher lows working out right now, lower highs. Can I find this on here? It has to be on here. There we go, Ape. Let's do another $20 position here. These ones are mostly dollar cost average positions, but I'm happy to see where it goes. This is one of those. Okay, so I gotta really make sure I control that 2x leverage. I'm trying not to go crazy with these leverages. Or maybe we could find one thing that we could do, like a 10x position on a $10 trade. Maybe that wouldn't be too bad, but really, I'll put more money into this account every week, but you know, I don't want to risk as much. So here's $20 as far as Ape token is concerned. With a 2x leverage, let's just go right here. Now we got 2. Okay. Anything else I'm looking at? Arbitrum. See, Arbitrum's already so bullish. Why would I hop into it now? It's already broken out. It's going to try to make that higher high. If you guys are looking at Arbitrum, it's still a good play right now. You have an opportunity, I would say, for it to actually blast above the 197 level, which is a cool 9 cents more than where we are now. And then it could try to tackle 217, 215, something like that. So there's an opportunity for you guys if you want to go with Arbitrum. Arbitrum's usually a pretty solid play. AXS hitting support, already breaking above the 20-day moving average. Hasn't done that in a while. AXS would definitely be a good play here. It just broke above its higher low here, so you are seeing a change of character pan out. Even on the 4-hour chart, it would show you. No, on the 4-hour chart, it hasn't shown yet. We did close above it here. And we're getting close to breaking back above the 200. That led to a short-term volatile moment, but I wouldn't say too crazy there. More risk with this one, but at least I like how it's actually trying to hold the support level. Sell a portion of your spot, maybe? Yeah, I mean, when it comes to certain tokens, that's typically what I do. I think you're talking probably about AMP. I do it every now and again, but it's a timing thing with me and AMP. I'm not always watching my positions, and so if I miss it, I just get really ticked off, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just ignore it for a while. I bought a little BitTorrent tonight for the gas fee. Was outrageous. Yeah, what do you call it? It's the fees are getting back up there because everybody's trying to buy a whole bunch of stuff. And on top of it, you're seeing a lot of swaps for a lot of lower market cap tokens. If we go over here to Dex Tools, every time Bitcoin's popping off, you're going to see a lot more money flowing into these ones because pretty soon all this stuff gets pumped back up. There's a few people that, oh god, this is my first time buying crypto. Let me go buy something really cheap. And I mean, they could technically make money off of it, but you know, it's rare. Like oh, I forgot. This is so zoomed in at 250%. There we go. Hot pairs, some stuff's moving around. Tucker token is down 56%. Oh yeah, Tucker did something today. Yeah, he met with Putin. He did something with Putin. I watched part of the interview, but I got bored of it really fast because I think on the first question. What happened? Oh, on the first question, Tucker Carlson asks, so, like, what started the war with Ukraine? And then, like, Putin just goes off on this wild, like, context-building narrative thing. It's like, he's trying to explain everything that happened. And I was just like, dude, that's not what I came here for. So I lost interest really fast in that interview. I might watch it on a speed run here. Like, if I can watch it at 2x or 3x speed, I'll watch it just to kind of hear what he has to say. I'm always curious to see what other foreign leaders think. Even one as wild as Putin, crazy as Putin probably. But it was definitely I just laughed and I turned it off after a while. But anyway, Bonk might be something as well. You kind of see how we're looking at the support zone. Maybe I can try Bonk. Do they have Bonk on here? Bonk. Let's see. Bond, not bonk. My gosh. Oh, probably because it has such a small market cap. That could be it. So maybe it's 1,000 bonk. No, they have 1,000 Loki, 1,000 sheep, 1,000 Pepe, 1,000 lady, 1,000 sat, 1,000 rat. Rats. I don't even know what the heck rats is. Okay, maybe bonk for another day. But bonk is something I'm looking forward to. I'll add a little bit of it to my other position over here because I know I have some. And I know it's losing me money. Oh, what happened to my bonk? Oh, at the 1,000 bonk. See? 1,000. It's down. It's a 2x play, but it's down 65%. Yeah, that's a little bit risky there, isn't it? So let's go over here. USDD. I got how much money? I got 1,000 bucks left. Let's do 50 bucks on this one and see how far it comes up. Typically, what I would do is I'd probably buy more if it was a swing trade, and I go much heavier trying to play it up bit by bit. But again, this is like longer term hold, so I'm trying to stick to somewhat of a strategy here. We've already talked about ID token. Everything else as far as altcoins is very tamed right now. Very, very tamed. Oh, there you go. Let's hop out of this one right here. Data's trying to make a move, a very small move. Oh, bouncing off the 20-week moving average. Sushi token trying to bounce and have a larger move here with some higher lows and whatnot. STMX watching this closely. Spell token. Spell token's been interesting. It came down quite a bit, but it hasn't really had a return to glory. I'm basically waiting to see what happens here, but I'm not really adding too much to my positions. I'm really hoping this thing can try to carry the day, but it's getting more and more difficult. Shiba Inu, typical story of higher lows, going up into resistance levels. I think it can do it, but not something I would like to buy just because it has a bunch of zeros in it. Which one? I know we talked about sand a little bit ago. It is still trying to bounce off of that 20-week moving average. On the daily here, you are seeing that slight breakout, and it's still continuing on. Sure, there's going to be a little bit of resistance around 46.87, pretty much like 47 cents. About a penny higher than where we are now. But if it can break above that, you should see it surge all the way back up here towards 49.50. I think that's the trade to make. Not necessarily buying right now, but waiting for that breakout and kind of riding the wave. It might be worth looking at the hour chart and waiting for a consolidation and then buying that. Either the 15-minute or the hour chart, even if I had the 30-minute chart here. This consolidation, you're going to buy that breakout if you want to be aggressive. If you don't want to be aggressive, you're going to wait for it to hit and break out above these levels right above my head. Anything else? I'm looking at stuff. BNB's fine. Oh, it's moving up a little bit over the last few hours, that's for sure. It's only at 0.97%, but it looks like, from yesterday's move, it's still doing fine. Again, breaking these higher lows right there. You see once you break out there, it's still moving up higher. I mean, the way it looks like it can go all the way up towards like 330, 340 perhaps. Yeah, 340 will be up here closer to this level of resistance, but it can do it. All right, there we go. Okay, back over to Bitcoin. There we are. Talking about ID token. Oh yeah. I mean, I can definitely scale out of it. It's just always difficult because I'm afraid that if I sell, it's going to keep on going higher and higher and higher. Then I have to kind of wait a little bit of time. But the way it's been going up so fast, so abruptly, I'm just like, do I just leave it or not? And there are tons of times where I've left it and I could have made a good profit off of it. But it's just not one of those tokens I typically do it with. I normally do it with STMX, but STMX hasn't popped off in maybe about a month and a half or two. So I'm a little more wary about it. Hello, Scratcher. BitBoy said he's going to leave on YouTube, but he just lied and posted on YouTube again. Yeah, so, okay, remember. Oh, hello. You doing okay, boy? What's the matter? He's so uppity right now. Like, he was just chilling and sleeping. There you go. Alright. But anyway, when it comes... Oh my god. Okay. This is a very needy dog. Move my tea over here. Alright, look. Oh, see, as soon as I start talking to you guys again, he ignores me. Oh, he brought a... Okay. Look. He got a rope. A rope to play with. Alright. But anyway, when it comes to BitBoy, He's going to lie a lot. He does lie a lot. That's his thing. But when it comes to what he was talking about how he's turning off his show. So he will go live. I'm assuming still he will talk and do videos all the time because there is money to be made, sponsorship money to be made, all that typical stuff that I talk to you guys pretty openly about, like, you know, how YouTubers and crypto people make money. He is specifically talking about the show where he has like a producer and stuff like that, and, you know, all the proper recording equipment to, how do I say it, put on almost like a production, you know? Think of like the View or something where you can have multiple people there talking. You have somebody in the background going from this camera angle to that camera angle. It's a process for sure. I haven't watched his show in a very long time, so I'm not entirely sure what his latest one is, but I'm guessing it was something similar to that. And so the reason he said was because he's burning through a lot of money. Honestly, he's getting ripped off pretty handily, I would assume, because he doesn't really know. Like, you know, there comes a point where if you were as successful as he used to be, you don't really have to care about those monthly fees and stuff because, of course, you know, you're making so much money you can afford it. You know, it doesn't matter. It's like, you know, take a private jet versus first class. First class is good, but, you know, some people take private jets just because it's cool, not necessarily because it's saving them time. Most people get private jets because of the time saving. Like, your time is so valuable, you have to take a private jet, which is crazy because, you know, you really have to have, you have to value time heavily. Anyway, though, BitBoy will be around for a very long time, or Ben Armstrong, whatever you want to call him. But yes, he's not going to have a professional show anymore. I think he will have one again. He's almost at 100,000 subscribers. He's going really fast because he has all of his old people there, you know, supporting him. But it's... He's going to be just fine, right? He may have legal fees and stuff like that. He may even declare bankruptcy or whatever, but I don't even know if his crypto assets would even appear on his bankruptcy files or his assets, but I would assume the judge would force him to, unless he did declare bankruptcy in a certain state. That's a whole nother thing. And hey, Rebecca, happy to see you back. Maybe that buyer knew something. I mean, they always can a little bit, especially with the lower market cap like ID token. It doesn't make much to make ID token pop up. Let me go off of DX and go here to coinmarketcap.com. I just type in ID. You know, it's a $292 million market cap, but I mean, literally, like, it was just at 129, so it doesn't take much to pop it off. But yeah, somebody's popping this sucker off like crazy. And again, it is only at a $288 million market cap, so it's not like it's incredibly crazy. Like if I go over here, oh, I still got that 100 in here. No, I don't see much over here. Never mind. But what do you call it? Yeah. It doesn't take much to make it pop off, but as long as it's popping off, you're going to see people loving to go hopping into that sucker. If you invert the Bitcoin chart, doesn't look bullish, meaning we can see a drop. Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, but, well, it depends on the time frame you're talking about right now. However, right now, as I look at this weekly chart, to me, it's still bearish, and I just hate saying that. However, I've been wrong the last few times as far as bearishness, because even though I can tell you guys, hey, there's a bearish move coming, and sure, we have the bearish move, like the bearish move is right there. Is if we're not seeing the follow through, I can't take, and you guys can't take full advantage of what my thought process was, because I was hoping for a drop. That drop down to 37,000 was going to be a great opportunity for us to load up on a lot of altcoins. Well, now we're kind of just, I mean, I guess we're still dollar cost averaging, but it's not nearly as much capital being deployed as we wanted it to be. My big thing here is right now, you're seeing all of a sudden all the bearish weekly charts turning a little bit more into bullish right here. So the MACD is not going to cross over this week. The stochastic is still going to be negative, bearish. And you got the RSI possibly going bullish this week. So there's already something there. Now, we are still kind of stuck in this overbought territory, but even then it's not going to matter all too much as long as the price continues to make these higher highs and higher lows here. We're going to have another process of consolidation. We could always, I mean, this could always be another high in a sequence of lower highs, and then we start coming back down. That could always happen. In fact, that's what I probably think is going to happen, but we would have to wait, I would say, until tomorrow afternoon at the earliest to really get an idea of what's going on here with the 4-hour chart. We start to consolidate, and if we break down off of this consolidation, that's where things get tricky. But it doesn't. At this point, we have no indication that we're going to be breaking down from that consolidation. We haven't even started it yet. We might even take another leg up here towards 47,000 before trying to consolidate. So, still the early innings of this move, but for sure, Bitcoin is kind of worrying me still. But as long as we're going up, I'm going to be flat out just happy with it, especially because. So I just really hate when Bitcoin goes sideways like we were experiencing over the last week and a half. I just can't stand it. It's like the most boring thing to watch, and it makes trading not fun at all. Let's see. AVAX, I can give a quick one about AVAX if I have it on here. There it is. Daily. Looks like it's getting squeezed a little bit by the 50-day moving average and the 20. The thing here is, you don't really have lower highs here. You have higher lows, higher highs. That's always fun. Nice little canal or a channel there. All right, let's go to the 4-hour chart very quickly. So the 4-hour chart really already broke out a while ago. See right there, it's been doing fine ever since. What you're looking at now is a smaller consolidation where it's going to try to break out above this resistance and really take a straight shot up towards $38. It's not going to be the most profit, I would say, just because, you know, up here to the resistance level over here, that's around 5%. But if you zoom out a little bit, what you're really aiming for, if you're looking to buy right now, is us to break out above here as Bitcoin would try to break out above that 48,000, 49,000 level. And you would try to tackle, or AVAX would try to tackle around $40. Again, not the craziest amount of profit, but enough profit to get you salivating, I would say. You know, really anything above 10% is something I enjoy. And this is going to be rocking your world at 13.4%. A little bit of a weird chart, though, just so you know. It's been having these false breakdowns and stuff like that. But keep track, because as soon as it starts breaking above this 50-day moving average, it's probably going to move very, very quickly. So you're either going to want to have a position already in it, or you're going to want to wait for some type of shorter breakout on maybe an hourly chart. That hourly chart, though, let me show you here. You know, it's struggling to break through each consecutive wall here. So typically, you know, when it was seeing these types of drops like here or here or here or here, these are typically opportunities to buy in and try to wait for it to take that next big surge. The stop loss for this is going to be pretty simple. You can go all the way down here, like you got different options. I would choose the lowest one down here on $35 even, 85 cents. So that means if it does break down from here, you're losing about 2.27%. I think that is bearable. I think that's perfectly fine. And then, of course, if you're aiming for some of these higher levels, you're risking 2% for the opportunity to make back 2.69, 5, or if you're thinking about the larger one that we were just talking about, then you're talking about these levels up here where you're risking about, you know, what I'd say like 13% and so forth. Can I close it like this? Oh, it won't let me do it like that. But yeah, so that's pretty much what you're risking right now. Tight stop loss is probably preferable here, just in case Bitcoin does turn around sometime when you're sleeping. There we go. Mike, I'm seriously thinking about going balls deep in Dogecoin. I'm thinking of buying around 500k coins because I'm pretty confident Doge will hit $1 soon. What do you think? So typically, I like Dogecoin. I'm buying it, but I'm always hesitant about adding so much money to a specific coin. I'm used to like diversifying it all, just in case it doesn't work out, just in case something bad happens. But yes, there is a strong case for Dogecoin hitting $1, especially because we're hearing more and more news about this payment system from X. And on top of it, honestly, there are only a specific amount of coins that really rely on news and use news as really good catalysts. Dogecoin is very good with that, with Elon Musk and Twitter. You got Bitcoin was doing that with the spot Ethereum, spot Bitcoin ETF. Ethereum doing it with this Ethereum ETF here as time goes on. So there's not many of them, but Dogecoin is poised to have a really nice move, if you ask me. just be careful about putting all that money into one basket. If you are going to try to do something like that, put it into a larger exchange where it can be liquid, so you can easily get in and out of your positions. And at the same time, I would have a scale out plan and not look for a specific level like $1. I would be scaling at it 60 cents, 70 cents, 80 cents, 90 cents, $1, and you can work out those ratios as much as you want to, but just be careful about putting that much capital into one basket. I like the play. It's just the capital per the basket, if that makes sense. How can BitBoy spend 25K a week on YouTube? He doesn't need a fancy studio. Well, he doesn't need it, but he has one, right? So, Loki, you gotta stop. You're being an instigator right now. I've already played with you a little bit today, so you gotta relax. Now, as far as BitBoy $25,000 a week, I would say it's mostly going towards staff and probably some fancy equipment. He could probably have loans on the equipment and you've never actually bought them. So if you're paying for all this fancy equipment you don't own, so that can be something. He lost a lot of his sponsorship money when he lost his big channel because Stake was paying him a lot, and he had to renegotiate the deal. Stake is no longer sponsoring the other channel because they pretty much usurped him or whatever. Honestly, I don't know how you spend $25,000 a week. That's probably some crazy exaggeration by him, but I would suggest I would expect him still to be spending quite a bit of money. I don't know where the guy lives, but if he's renting out a big studio space, that could be something. Plus the energy, maybe he owns the space and he's actually paying rent or on the space or a mortgage on the space. That could be something. So that could be it. Like myself, I've thought about getting a studio area for quite a bit of time, but I just haven't seen the value in it. Like now that I have Loki, I really don't feel like I should leave the house and go to areas, but I've thought of different ways to make my background more appealing. I'm in the process of changing up some stuff now. I'm not going to worry about it too much this month, but pretty much in March, I'm just going to move a bunch of stuff around with the help of my sister, basically. I need some help to move stuff around because it's too heavy for one person to like balance stuff, I guess I would say. And I'm going to make this spot a little bit more spacious on my part. I'm going to probably get another desk so I can have more monitors and be a little bit more separate. And I can also split my monitors in a way where the camera is not facing down on me, more where I can be looking at you guys in the face. I feel like it's much better. It's better production quality when you guys aren't looking down on me and I'm able to kind of look you more like here to here, like I can kind of do that. Right now I have to have it because sometimes when I use my monitors go up high. So if I move my monitor up, see how that little part right there just takes over? So I don't like that. And a lot of the times I have my monitor specifically low right now. But my monitors are pretty sturdy things, but I just hate touching them. I don't bother with them too much. They got all the springs and equipment inside of them that I just never learned how to use. One of my monitors, this one, it's so hard to twist and turn that I feel like I'm gonna break it anytime I touch it. So I just don't touch them most of the time. Let's see. The sideways kills you too. Yeah, it really, really does. Oh, and yeah, what do you call he rented a building. Also, he's on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So there you go. You guys were talking about this. Yeah. It's probably those side costs right there. I'm sure BitBoy over time will be fine. He's going through a mental crisis though. It's a mental thing. I don't think it's necessarily a financial one. He could stop all the lawsuits, do all that type of stuff. Honestly, it's better to cut your losses and just start over from scratch. He has the charisma to build up another channel. He knows the formula to do it. And those other people that took over his channel, they've destroyed the channel. I mean, they flat out destroyed it. You look at their stats. Their stats are going down and down and down and down and down. They have a horrible reputation amongst the other channels out there right now, as far as getting lots of the heavier paying sponsors like Stake, because they all have relationships with BitBoy in the first place, right? BitBoy's been around for a long time. If you go over and you look at pictures of BitBoy, okay. Let me just pull this up image, okay? This is him like nowadays, right? But I mean, this was BitBoy back in the day, right? So he's been around for a long time. He knows what to do. Look at all these. Look at look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Right. So he's definitely an interesting character. I would say he was more innocent and humble back in the day, even though he was always kind of a rah guy. But he knows what he has to do. I just don't know if he will choose to make the choice himself. Like if I was him, I would check into rehab and just relax. You know, just he has the money for rehab. Check into rehab, insurance, whatever. Check into rehab, get yourself in there for like a cool 3 weeks, no videos, no nothing for YouTube. Detox yourself from all the chaos that has been his life over the past like 12, 15 months, something like that. Detox. Right? I've been to my fair share of spas. I detox, even though juices and stuff like that. Detox. Relax. Life isn't as crazy. Then, once you do that, come back to YouTube, take a deep breath, and then from there, move on and, you know, start strong. His channel's on a great trajectory. He just has to kind of switch up and go back to the BitBoy that people really liked. He got really sucked into the drama world. I think that was part of X, you know. Remember, there's the other Dogecoin creator from back in the day, Matt Wallace. He went down the conservative, crazy train thing. Now he just posts about Biden being crazy, you know, Trump being God, Elon Musk being the savior, Jesus Christ. Like, you know, he's gone freaking out of the wild. But it's a way to make money, and I think he saw this as a way to make money because remember he did lose a lot of money when it came to Celsius. He was losing money off of some of his former deals after he got caught making all the money after those tokens and promoting tokens. He stopped getting all that money, so his revenue has changed up a lot. Where I think he's being forced to rely more on YouTube revenue, which isn't the best. But he also has other advertisers like Stake and things like that. So you know, let me show you something here. I don't know if I'm well, let me see what I can actually pull up here for a second. Ben Armstrong. All right, so let me go over here to the last Ben Armstrong video that was posted 2 hours ago. There's not going to be any audio, anything like that, okay? Right, but Stake right there. He has a token he's promoting. Don't forget that, Stake. And sign up for Femex right there. So he has Stake and he has Femex paying him right now. Trading tools. I don't think any of these are probably trading tools. He has a book and stuff like that, but I don't think he's getting paid for any of that type of stuff. Yeah, so Femex and Stake seem to be his sponsors at this point. So he's making money. Like he could live a comfortable life if he wanted to. But I think he's just, you know, going a little crazy. So this is Stake right here. Play smarter. You know, you can do stuff here. I'm not really familiar about gambling and how it works on Stake, but I know they're there, right? I know they're there. But he'll be fine overall. He'll be fine. Let's see. Tia and Litecoin. Litecoin's usually boring, but there are times where it just has these really good opportunities where it's just going crazy. And this is one of them, looks like. Not really, but it's going fine. Yeah, so it did break out a while ago. Look at this breakout. What a weird breakout right there. I guess you could always try to go right here, but momentum was only on the side right here. Yeah, momentum was definitely waiting a little bit longer. All right. It looks like you're trying to rally back up towards 73.5, or I would say even closer to $75. The issue with this right now isn't so much. It's just like, you know, it's 5%. It's not the craziest profit, but it's still there to be taken. You had a lot of volatility a few weeks ago, but I think the last time I checked on this, yeah, this is it. That 50-week moving average is going to be that level of resistance where I'm like, okay, we're probably not going to break above that until sometime next week, if we are at all. So really next week is going to be your big opportunity to make some money off of this. What you're hoping for this week is to try to break out above this, although I would say again, it's most likely going to happen over next week. But that surge should take you well beyond this breakout opportunity, which is more like this, I should say. There you go. And then from there, there you go. and then from there you see a surge. That surge should lead on to like a month of Litecoin going up. It's going to be hard because, you know, Bitcoin hasn't broken out yet as well, but you're hoping that it can do its own little parabolic thing because it's done it quite a few times. Like this is it a few weeks ago. It went from $71 all the way up to $114. That's the kind of the move you're looking for. Usually you're not going to be holding this all too long. Once you start seeing it really rally up, you're going to be scaling out a pretty decent amount for every block of resistance. So you could have one around $79, $80. The next one is really going to be up here towards $95. Anything above that, you know, it's completely up to you. But I wouldn't try to sell any until you see that breakout occur. You're going to have your stop loss. If it doesn't work out, your stop loss will hit, of course. But honestly, you're kind of at the beginning phases here of a larger move if Bitcoin can just stay strong. And you have the opportunity, I would say not this week, but next week, you have a really good opportunity for this to go higher. And remember, today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. We're really close to the weekend already. So pretty much I would say maybe even by Sunday or Monday, that's the new week. You're going to be looking at a pretty good surge there. So it's good right now. That stop loss isn't going to be too far away from you right now. So you have the safety of knowing you're risking a little bit to make a lot of money. And a lot of money comes from really not this first level of resistance around $79. Comes up here when we're starting to test out 95 or so. 15-minute chart right here. There we go. All right. Anyone saw Biden press conference? Oh, no. I didn't keep track of it. I know there was some report about him being old today, but I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. I'm sure the news will have something on it. Solana or Metes. I guess we can look up Solana here. I don't know the second one. Let's see. Oh, there's Solana. Not much is going on with Solana. It looks like it's still up against a level of resistance here. You open up that horizontal line. Pretty much what it's dealing with at this point. A little bit of resistance. It's kind of hard to say buy at a level of resistance because it hasn't broken out. There was an opportunity for a breakout, I would say, on that 4-hour chart. Yeah, this one over here. Right? Even then. I guess we never closed above it. Came close, though. Yeah, the breakout happened. It's been moving fine ever since. But it's just gotten right back to a level of resistance here. If you want to zoom out a little bit, though, it has this weird shape like Bitcoin where it's trying to figure out if it needs to chug again or not. The way I look at charts like this is I always think they're going to be coming down, typically, because we've already had a nice solid pump. We're looking at the 20-week moving average creeping up. Then eventually we're going to crash down below that, and that buying opportunity is usually what I take. So if you wanted to play it like this, what did I do? Oh, I hit cancel by accident. Okay, yeah. You know, I could see it falling back down to 65, 75. That's kind of how I feel about most coins right now as far as what could happen like weeks and weeks from now. In the short term, though, you see we're at that level of resistance around 106. We're just looking to blast above that and try to have a surge back up here towards 115 to 120. It's definitely possible here, but I would just make sure you know that we are up against this level of resistance. It's going to be hard to break out. If it can break out there, it's most likely going to have one of those larger surges, not that little trickle up effect. It'll be not something like this, but something a little bit more volatile like this, a little bit larger candles. It'll be fun to see, but just be careful and move that stop loss up pretty quickly. Right now, you can see we got up to that resistance level a little bit over here and it got smacked back down. The fact that there's still buyers here makes me happy to see that it'll probably go up sometime over the next few days. As long as Bitcoin's still able to make a larger move here. 1-hour chart. Bouncing off the 20 moving average, that's fine. Yeah, it's been getting smacked around a little bit, but the bulls have been right there to smack back, which is exactly what you want to see. You're seeing everything kind of shift around a little bit more right now. 2-hour chart still fine. Still fine. Yeah, you're seeing stuff still fine here. Just be careful with it. I wouldn't necessarily be buying it, but if you're holding it, you're in a decent spot, especially if you're able to move the stop loss up here towards $100. That's probably my preferred stop loss at this point. Any critical thinker, you should spend whatever you would on a studio space on boosting your YouTube algo and channel. Yeah, for real. Well, I'm not spending money on. It's manual labor of moving stuff around. I don't need to spend a whole bunch of money on stuff. I already have like a green screen. I have all the camera equipment and things like that. But when it comes to a studio space and stuff like that, like I know whatever I do here, early next year I'm gonna be in Panama sometime, right? So I'm gonna have like a 4-bedroom house or something like that, and I'll be able to have a full-on studio in there. And the owners of the houses don't care what you do with the house as long as you're paying the rent, and your deposit goes pretty much back to fixing everything that you kind of screwed up, and I'm okay with that. However, I'll have extra rooms. Like there is a house. I'll show you guys this. This is not the house I'm going to be living in, but it's kind of an example of what I'm talking about. For rent. There we go. Take a sip of tea. Okay, here's a house. This is the one I showed you before. When they say it's spicy, it is spicy tea. All right, so this is $1,500 a month. All right, there you go. Right, nice house. It's a house, right? But it's spacious. There's dogs there. There's a special machine. There's sofas and all that type of crap. It's a house, right? Nice house. Out by the Gold Coast or something like that. Bathrooms, railings, beds. Whatever. It's a nice piece of property here. There's like an underground spot where there's other bedrooms and stuff like that. But basically, it's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. 1 bedroom would be used for a live-in maid. The second one would be used for a studio. And basically, if friends came to live to visit me, I would move my studio, pretty much take it all apart, move it somewhere else, and then I'd put it back together after they left, and I would just take the week off and just not stream for a little bit, basically, and just put out videos and stuff like, hey, yeah, friends coming out, they rarely come out, yada, yada, yada. I guess I could always get a 4-bedroom house and stuff like that, but typically, it's not going to cost that much, so I'm probably just going to stick it at home. And I was talking to people today, actually, a couple friends live down there, and one of them lives right out, he was showing me a bunch of houses that aren't online, which is what I think I'm going to do, not go through the formal property managers, because the prices are like 25% markups of what you can just find if you go ask the owners yourself. They were telling me that the download speed is 300 and the upload speed is 100 is what I heard. And for streaming in 4K, all I need is an upload speed of 40. So that's more than double of what I need, which is very, very good. Which is actually fantastic, because even where I am now in the city in America, my internet is okay. I have 1,000 download speed, but my upload speed is freaking atrocious. Freaking atrocious. It sucks. It really does suck. Want to get 1K viewers and move out? I could do that. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get a lot of viewers until Bitcoin really goes sky high. What I need to do is, I don't know, maybe I'll rewatch some of my older videos when I was a little bit more enthusiastic about cryptocurrency and stuff like that. I think I've become much more monotone to the day-to-day moves and stuff like that, and how, I don't know, I got to bring some more excitement back to the table somehow. I'll figure it out. It's not too much of a hassle here, really. It's mostly just I've been so busy. See, and hey, sell high. Yeah, Dogecoin should retrace, but again, that's really up to Bitcoin at this point, because right now there's usually a drop around the halving, whatever you want to call it. Bitcoin's been really bullish over the past few days, despite all the technicals kind of pointing to a little bit more of a downward move. I'm still waiting for a drop. Whenever Bitcoin drops, you see Dogecoin drop. Hey, you gotta relax. No, my dog is over here begging for attention. But every now and again, you just gotta say no. Matt Wall stopped posting on Dogecoin videos now since he lost interest in Dogecoin YouTube. I mean, when you see somebody leave YouTube, it's because they weren't able to make it profitable. He's found a way to make it profitable when it comes to talking about conservatives, Democrats, liberals, politics, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has their own way. It's a freaking tough world. And nobody, I mean, there's a lot of people, me included, that don't like working for other people. So there's a desperation to not have to go back to corporate America. you know, I was lucky enough to kind of learn how to trade, do YouTube, which is like a nice little supplemental income to the trading, which is kind of weird because most people, they like trading is the supplemental income to their regular lives, their regular income. But a lot of people that were able to make a name for themselves during COVID because there's just a lot more people watching TV, watching you know, at home, watching streamers and all that. If you know, the bear market happened, if they didn't find a way to outlast that, it was very, very rough for them, and it probably led to a lot of mental anguish and stress. Remember, I've showed you guys this before here. Let me show you guys. So this is my subscriber numbers. You see how it's like going up basically. So for the last 20 days, my subscribers are going up. That is fantastic. I am happy with it. Now, if I go over here to 2023, it went up a lot. Now, I had a couple good videos take off, and it's been very, very good. I went from 60,000 subscribers to 87. So I pretty much gained like 25, 27,000 subscribers. I think of that as a very good year for me. However, if I go over here, it doesn't really show it, but if I go over here to 2022, to December 2022, see how I had this like huge gap and valley right here where I was actually losing subscribers, losing. Then I changed my topic up a lot. I did a lot more tutorials and stuff like that. And then boom, I started picking my way back up and I was doing just fine. But there was a period where I went from 60,000 subscribers all the way down here to like 58,795. So I was losing subscribers for a while before I, you know, figured out what was going on and kicked it into high gear. But even when I figured it out, I went from 58,800 to 60,200. So that wasn't even a large move. In 2023, you saw me really come into like getting more subscribers, getting more views. Everything was fine, you know, boom. But it's a process when it comes to YouTube. And if you're not able to adapt, it really kills you. And again, you know, let me see if I can show you guys. So this is my income for YouTube for the last 28 days or whatever. All right, but if I go over here to 2023, this channel only made about $13,000-$14,000. So, how do I say it? Like it's like it's not like that. That's not even enough to cover my rent. You know, that's where the sponsors and other stuff come in for the channel, of course. But if people aren't able to get those sponsors and stuff, it's a hard process. It's a really hard process there. And I don't know. I don't even think that's a taxable income. Unless you, I pay taxes on it, but I don't think it's like a crazy income compared like to what the government's looking for. All right, let me just back this up a little bit here. Hey, Delilah, ORNJ. Okay, I don't know what that is. ORNJ. Hey, it's on BitGet. There we go. Okay, there is nothing I can tell you about this. I am so sorry. From a technical perspective, I can probably show you a little bit on the 1 hour chart and the 4 hour chart. It looks like it's a relatively new one here. Let me see if I can find it on Mex, see what will give me. Oh, even there. It looks to be a newer token that's getting some hype. It's at a resistance level right now. It's consolidating. Because Bitcoin's still going up, I would anticipate that this would continue to go higher. Because it doesn't really have like a long-term chart, it's going to be hard for me to tell you exactly where those resistance levels are, since it looks like it's probably reaching all-time highs every day now. That being said, I can try to go over here to coinmarketcap.com and I can go to ORNJ. Orange. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. It's up 142% today. If I can go over here to last year, what can I get out of it? So, okay, a little bit better. No, this is 2/6. This is, so even if I look at the last year, it's 2/6, 2024. So this is only 2 days old. So it's pretty much it's a very early token. You're hopping on, you're enjoying the ride. You can always add more, you can always take out less. But right now it's at a $17 million market cap. It might even be higher because it has a little flag signal on it. But basically, just trim a tiny bit off whenever you feel like it. Tiny bit off. Usually, when I look at opportunities like this, if we're right here, my stop loss is probably going to be right here. More realistically, right here. If we break down, I sell. You make the profit after being what you said was already 40%. You're still going to be pretty good. So don't be afraid to have those stop losses in pretty nice spots like here or here. Don't put it all the way down here because you're losing out on a lot of profit. For example, if you bought down here and the price is up here at a 500% return, if you sold up here, you're going to be happy. If you sell all the way down here with your stop loss, you only made 132%, you're pretty pissed off. Right here, 250%, decent. Up here, 400%, very, very good. All right, so that's typically the way I would look at it. Just scale out a little bit, lock in some profits as it goes up, and I'd probably give yourself a hard cap saying, hey, I'll scale out a lot, but I'm not going to scale out my last 10%, my last 20%. I'm going to let that ride, and then if it really starts to look like it's crashing, and I see the chart looks really ugly, then I'll sell, and then even then I might only take 5% out of it, 10% out of it, and I'll leave that last 10 to 15% in it to see where it goes over the next few months, because sometimes it has a really good rally in the beginning, dies off really fast, and then there's like a 50-50 chance of it going back up later on in the cycle. But since it's so new, it's getting all that that new token love, so to speak. But so far it's looking really good. But as far as those next levels of resistance, nothing more than like the basic Fibonacci's and stuff are going to help. This is the daily chart, the 4-hour chart. I mean, you could try to add some stuff on here, but of course it's just not going to look all too great. Right there, it's in the next level of resistance. After that, though, it's all the way up here towards 464. Oh, excuse me, 476. And it's possible. I mean, it really is possible just because of how low the market cap is. It remains to be seen right there. But is it over here? Let's see. OR. Nope, no orange here. I would have bought some just for the fun of it. Yeah, but at this point, it's looking at a pretty hefty move, a little bit higher. You might be able to do some smaller things like, hey, look at here to here. That might get you a little bit better. But even then, you're looking at $1.50. It can still go much higher, especially later on today. If you see it have a really large move today, which would be the anticipation here, or assuming the next 4 hours is 4-hour chart, you should see it break out later on today and start heading up towards 85 cents. That'd be even crazier move. Just make sure to have some type of stop loss in there so you're able to lock in your profit. And if you don't want one, just have an opportunity to scale it every now and again to protect yourself, because these types of things are going to be very volatile, and the volatility is going to really crush people sometimes because, again, it broke out here, then it proceeded to drop down 20%. That 20% scares people. Again, drop down right here, 38%. Sometimes that scares people. So, it just really depends on how much you're willing to risk for it. But you already have a good profit. You could scale it some now, or you can let it kind of ride and see where it goes next. 15-minute chart, it's had some death crosses in the past. Hasn't really messed it up too much. 1-hour chart, no death cross inbound. 2-hour chart, nothing. 4-hour chart, of course, nothing. Doesn't even have enough candle bars to make it into a daily chart or daily moving averages. So it looks good. Volatile, but good. And you can even see Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin's trying to make a little bit of a rally here as well. Trying not to break down below the 20, which isn't necessarily a bad thing when it comes to Bitcoin. How much is a 4-bedroom in Panama and USD? Ooh, it really depends on where you want to live. That, to be frank, so if I go over this website right here and I say, hey, I want to have for rent, there you go, I want the options. I want a furnished apartment or house, and I want 4 bedrooms. That's all, nothing else besides furnished and rent, I can go over here to price. The heck? Oh, there it goes. Okay, sorry, I was not patient enough. I can get a 3,000 square foot, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom apartment for $1,800. This one doesn't look furnished, even though I specified furnished. So I can go over here. That one's unfurnished. New offer, $2,500 for 2,800 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, and Punta Patia. This is a nicer area. I don't really plan on living in the nicer area. I like kind of on the outskirts of the nicer areas. What I'm looking for. But yeah, you can get them for much cheaper than this, but these are the ones that can afford to go on the home realty websites. If I go over here to Panama luxury real estate, perhaps. Home type. Oh, I just want to rent. Oh, I don't think it has the rent. Oh, for rent. There we go. Features 2 fireplace. No. God, it thinks I'm so fancy. Apply. They don't even have apartments for listing right there. But that's typically it right there. I don't want Quench Pacific Realty. There you go. There's a whole bunch of Pacific So and whatnots realties. For rent, minimum beds 4. Search. There we go. This is rented for rent and sale. This one looks like a luxury one. I don't want luxury. I just want a typical one. These are all luxury, so they're not going to be even in my price range. I'm looking at this for rent and for sale. Yeah, $6,500 a month. Yeah, fuck that. I'm really looking at the size of the apartment and the location. That's a mansion. That'd be like $8,000 or something. 1,000 square meters. Yeah, who needs a house that 1,000 square meters? Do you know how large it is? 1,000 square meters. That is absolutely massive. 420 square meters. That is so massive. Yeah, I don't need that space. Okay, here's an apartment. 305, 404, 2 garage spaces. 3,500. So, if you want luxury, that's what you get. Luxury furnished and everything. I don't want that. I want furnished, but it doesn't have to be luxury. I basically am looking for a nice house, not luxury. And then from there, it'll probably cost me around $1,000 to $1,500. That's basically it for maybe a 4-bedroom. If I want a nicer 4-bedroom that's all furnished, it'll probably cost anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000. And I'm trying to keep it underneath $2,000, like $2,000 and less for an apartment or a house. A house primarily because I want Loki to run around. And I'll have other dogs by then, I hope. I might just get dogs while I'm down there. And then what I'll have to do is the live-in maids, basically, like $400 a month, $500 a month. And then, feeding them feeding me, whatever, like I'm not going to go grocery shopping. They're going to do my grocery shopping. They're going to go out and do my stuff. I'm not doing any of that crap. I already hate grocery shopping as much as I did. As much as I already hate grocery shopping right now. I don't go grocery shopping anymore. I go to Instacart. I just can't stand it. Mostly because there's too many lines nowadays. I feel like they laid off all the people that like scam people. Drives me nuts. Upstart is the only Dogecoin promoter on YouTube left. The rest of them have not come back about Dogecoin. I don't think anybody should stick to just promoting Dogecoin though. Like, the reason that I was talking so much about Dogecoin is because I bought a bunch of it. I was going up and I was like, oh, damn, this is nice. I still talk about it all the time. Remember. My channel. I still pay. I still pay every month for a Dogecoin stream. I don't even know if there's any more Dogecoin streams out there, but I pay for it just because I still support Dogecoin. But you're not going to see many out. And even with Upshot was banned for scamming. He had a token he rug pulled on everybody. You got to be very careful these days because it's hard to stay in this space and have a clean and not have any drama around you, right? All the drama usually spouts because somebody wanted to make a lot of money really fast and they wanted to use their audience in order to meet that goal. It's very, very difficult to do that. It's very, very difficult to do that. So you got to be very, very careful. And a lot of these crypto influencers were not very careful. There was a whole bunch of wasn't there let me get rid of all these realty things very fast. But there used to be Crypto Batman. I don't even know what happened to that guy. The Warp Zone. That's not it. Some poor guy on Dr. Phil. Goose Wayne Batman. Yeah, this guy. So he did something. I don't know. He was a Dr. Phil. Everybody went to go do something else. But like, I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing for sure. YouTubers, we need to be liked. We definitely do, and I like being liked. But I've just realized, like, you know, I gotta back out of YouTube every now and again, just relax, which is why I don't stream constant like I used to. That was so bad for my health, like so bad for my health. I think when Dogecoin breaks all-time highs, many people will come to your channel. Oh, of course, I'll be talking about it all day long. But you know, I'm not gonna let you go. I'm not gonna be screaming from the rooftops, Dogecoin to $1 tomorrow. That's what you saw a lot of people do during the last cycle, and it was rough. And hey, Vicky, Bitcoin is going short or long? Well, it was going long for the past, what, 2 days now since we broke out. Right now, it's kind of a hard thing to want to buy into this unless you're have a short-term resistance and support. You know, you're going to have a pretty tight price target right now is basically what we're saying. So you could buy if you want to. The price will most likely continue going higher. It's kind of getting towards the end of the rally here. Depending on how long you want to be trading it for. Like if you want to day trade it, it's getting more and more difficult to say you want to buy. If you're trying to swing trade it through a potential breakout above 48,000, 49,000, you're still early to buy in. But again, you know, it's not going to be a clear cut. You buy now and it goes straight up. I feel like YouTube is way too saturated these days. The biggest channels seemingly have entire production studios helping them film, edit, storyboard the videos. I think the average person won't succeed. Yeah, it takes a lot. You got to find a way to be very good at it. I've tried to work with editors in the past, and the editors don't do squat. I have done videos where, let me show you. I can show you this. There's Bitcoin's breaking out, but let me find the data over here on the side first while I'm sipping on some tea. I don't know if I can find it, but I can try to. Let me try this. What's this one right here? No, I can't find them. I only have so many of them, but you know, so these are like live views of where people are coming in to watch my channel right now. There's a lot of you guys watching this live stream right now, but there's, you know, all the other live streams and a bunch of my tutorials right here. Not too many views because it's, you know, it's like a 9 o'clock at night, but basically none of the videos that are doing very well on my channel are the ones that were edited, right? I have videos that were edited by a professional editor, and none of them ever make it to parabolic levels. One of my best videos is this one. If I can find it here. Here it is. Not that one. That's a different one. Not this one. There we go. So this one right here is me just doing a simple explanation. But I got like 234,000 views, and it's still getting views to this day. However, I did another one where it was like a paid edited video. Didn't get any traction whatsoever. I still don't understand. Let's see. You know, you got to have it can't. You have to sacrifice information for just viewing pleasure, right? And it's very hard to do that. It's very, very hard to do that. Like me and Tom talk every now and again about different types of videos and the way you set them up. So like if I go over here to Tom's channel, right? He puts out a couple of videos here, right? He's had one pop off, and that's the smart money concept video. But then he went over to how to trade support and resistance, Fibonacci retracement strategy, stuff like this. They don't do nearly as well. Like this one right here, 7-8. That one's actually doing a little bit better. This one should do better over the next few days. But basically, it's hard to reach those levels where wherever the frick mine was 10,000, 100,000, 200,000 views. It's very, very hard because that market is saturated with people that really have good editors, and you're not really learning much from what they're selling you, but it sounds really good. So if you go over here and you go to trading strategy, and then or day trading strategy is probably a better one to target. Can I find one of those channels? I forget what they're called. Okay, hold on. Audience. Okay. So Altcoin Daily is a good example. Crypto Crew University is a good example. Brian Jung's a good example. There is 0 ways in hell you're going to make 100x with these altcoins, like, you know, in 2024. The ones he's kind of sharing with you guys. He has a lot of bad calls. However, look at that animation. It is just some great quality right there. It's put together very, very well. He's making top tier content. And so people really don't care if, you know, they get there because they want to look at the tokens. He'll talk about a lot of other stuff that has value. And, you know, maybe he'll talk about the tokens over here, right? You know, his strategy, all that type of stuff. It doesn't matter. It sells. I don't like this because I feel like I'm not doing anything, but I've been trying to find ways to do it. But just giving you knowledge, but the knowledge is too dry even when I do it with an editor, so it's kind of impossible for me to fit this style. But there are lots of other people here. Like he's getting paid by Coinbase right now. Getting paid yeah, Coinbase right there. Even has his private account name with him. So, you know, you can earn a lot of money doing it that way. But normally, like my latest smart money concepts video, before we go back over to Bitcoin, it's this one. It's only 10 minutes long. It's not 30 minutes long like the other one. And no, it's grinding. It's going up. It was very slow in the beginning, but now it's picking up some speed right here, and that's what I like to see. But usually it's going to be a little bit different, and you can see how people stuck around for this one. They came back, they watched it towards the end of the video when I'm kind of talking, kind of saying, hey, if you guys have any questions, let me know. So that the video, you know, the people stop watching the video, obviously, because, you know, they want to watch something else. But there was a channel that I wanted to show you guys. I just forget exactly what it's called. Audience. There are these channels that are very good at what they do. I just forget what they are. No, these are too much. Oh, Smart Risk is one of them. There you go. 400,000 subscribers. Right? Most of the stuff doesn't really work out too well, but it looks really, really cool. And they have, like, you know, graphics, those video graphics of that. It's all good. I already pay for all the stuff in order to do it myself, but I just don't have the time. Maybe I'll try to find some editor out of college and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's difficult for me to try to put a trading strategy into a very sexy style video. I'm not good at it. But perhaps if I break down news once a week or go over some news or something, that might be kind of interesting to go with an editor. But typically it takes a while for my videos to pop off because my videos are competing with a lot of the time my 24-hour streams. And most people, they see the stream versus another video, they'll click on the stream because they have friends there, they're talking with them and stuff like that. Not many people will go to YouTube and say, hey, let me click on this type of thing, right? So it's a weird balancing act. And there we go. But yeah, it's very saturated. Think of BitBoy. He has this full-on studio, and he's not able to make a profit off of it. He will eventually, I'm thinking, but it's going to take him some time to get everything back in order. I'm going to be doing videos not so much like you see the people out there making flashy videos. The flashiness for my videos is going to come more from me going from like this to this, you know, doing stuff like that. But that's about it for now, at least. I'll try to figure out a way to watch the people's videos. But I mean, if you go like it's entertainment. There's no value in it. So I don't know how to put value into it. And it's very hard to find an editor that understands technical analysis or any of the stuff I'm working on. It's cost a lot of money. No worries, Delilah. How much money did I make in YouTube during the crypto bull run in 2021, 2022, or 2021? I would say it's probably much more. I would say back then, it's probably in the realm of like $30,000, maybe even $40,000. The money that I made, though, I mean, I guess most of the money came from Dogecoin itself, but there was a few sponsors back then, like Manscaped, some other ones out there too. Even like SoFi offered me some money, but I turned it down because I went through like I burnt out during that bull run. I don't want to burn out again like that again. Have I heard of media? Apparently 97 of their total supply is locked with FTX regardless. The total supply is 10 million and the current market cap is 4 million. I mean, it could be interesting, but I don't know exactly what they're going to do with it. They may sell it on the open market. They may just try to sell it. They may try to sell it to Binance, something like that. It'll be interesting to follow, but typically when I see a story like that, I'm just like, I kind of just stay away from it. I don't even try to bother with it, especially if it's all locked up in FTX. That thing is a black hole right now. They're just doing all of the, they're going to start paying everybody back right now. Then afterwards, I think they're dissolving the company. So I don't exactly know what's going to happen with those tokens. They'll probably just find a bidder or another exchange or something and get rid of them. But I'm not entirely sure myself. And hey, man, I appreciate you watching from the Philippines, my man. If you're trying to grow your audience, then go ahead, but I appreciate your format. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not changing the format all too much. What you're probably going to see is just a new type of content that doesn't subtract from any of the other content, if that makes sense. Like, when I do my videos, again, you know, I'm okay if not all my videos do very well. I need to change up these day-to-day video numbers. So, like, I got this one about BitBoy that had like 1,000 views. Me just talking, that was 400 views. I want to make a video that gets views, but I don't want to rant like Crypto or something like that. You know, even if I do a technical analysis video where I'm talking about Bitcoin for 6 minutes, it only gets 263 views. So I'm not doing something right. It's like I'm not going to blame YouTube here. It's like something I'm not doing when it comes to the YouTube algorithm. So I'm not going to make videos that much that talk about Bitcoin breaking the technical analysis because they're just not getting any views. I will do my I will talk about it on the stream and people can go to the stream and find out what I'm talking about, right? Because these videos usually take about like maybe 15 to 20 minutes each to pop out just because I got to go through the editing and kind of fix some stuff up and then put a thumbnail together. So I thought I've been saying this for a while, but I wanted to give it one last shot to see if it would work out. What I'll do is more of these face videos here because sometimes they go a little bit higher. So I'll be doing those, I think, daily. Every single day I'm going to try to do that. If there's big news, I will talk about it when it comes like Dogecoin or ETF news, some of that. I'll talk about that. But typically, not all too much from here because they don't really get many views. Because again, I'm not the most exciting person. I don't really have a huge rar to me. Maybe I should try to find one, but I don't have too much of one. But yeah, it's stuff like that. I even put out a video, Celsius and FTX are ready to pay. They're going to start paying about people, but you know, 155 views, maybe because it's not everybody has money that they want from FTX and Celsius, though, so that's to be part of it. You know, XRP hack update, stuff like that. You know, I even made an hour-long tutorial on smart money concepts, like the new one that used to be 30 minutes long, turned into an hour one. For it's a little bit longer, so it has some trading strategies built into it. It's at 483 views. It's very, very slow. We'll see what happens to it. I'm fine with it. But you know, I spent like maybe 3 hours in this video, at least, and not even like longer to like figure out exactly all the new stuff that Algo had. I'm hoping that it can get picked up here eventually, but I'm not entirely sure if it will or not. So I got to figure out what I could double down into. Basically, I thought I was double downing into the other one, whatever one I just showed you here. but apparently not. So it's not like YouTube's doing something, it's I'm doing something. I got to figure out exactly what. So I'm going to be doing more of me videos, like me, my personality, like not personality, me talking about what I want to talk about and not so much about the technical analysis stuff, because I do that during the streams and I'm pretty happy with those results so far. Most of you guys are watching my streams, and I'll put out more shorts and stuff like that, but shorts aren't really a big vehicle for growth. Shorts right now are just kind of the weirdest things. There's not really much value in them, but I enjoy just posting them every now and again. So I just post them. Let's see. Okay, but okay, buddy. Bitcoin's kind of breaking out right now. I'll be back later on tomorrow. I won't be able to stream tonight, tomorrow afternoon, because I'm going to be visiting my friend in court. So I'm going to be going up to Seattle to the courthouse and supporting him or whatever. I should be able to stream tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is Friday, I believe, so it should be Friday night crypto and stuff like that. So it'll be a later stream for sure. Probably the same time as now. I'll figure out when I get back home, because I got to take the train up to Seattle. I got to take the train back from Seattle, and then I got to be able to drive home in rush hour, which takes out quite a bit of time. Well, yeah, that's probably gonna take some time. Should I drive? I don't know. It's a hassle, because I'm gonna be stuck in traffic regardless. Yeah, I'm gonna have to kill a few hours, or take the bus back down. That's always an option. I hate taking the city bus though. But yeah, I'll figure it out. But anyway, hope to see you guys a little bit later. Thanks for everybody watching the stream and whatnot. Richard, as always, thanks for being a member here today. Same with you, Can. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. And I got to figure out what I want to do with the memberships, because I want to do some more member streams and stuff like that. But I got to figure out exactly what members want. I'll probably do a couple of members posts, like, what do you guys want to do? And I'll talk about that type of stuff. But anyway, see you guys a little bit later, and have a great rest of your night.